Hi, thanks to everybody for contributing, and commenting to our study videos. The reason why this research focuses on the senior high school is simply because first, Ghana has a huge young active minds according to the population pyramid. Secondly, the senior high school has been the primary source for talent and interesting ideas that feeds the creative space. So it is very important to actually investigate and dig in to be able to help resolve challenges, so we'll be able to have a lot more success out of these talents that comes from the senior high space. Today's session is going to focus on 4 key factors that affect these misconceptions. Factor number 1 touches on the way students are admitted into the art department. Our findings discover that 5% of students currently in visual arts department truly chose art as their preferred course, which means the larger number of the students studying art didn't choose art as their preferred course, and they ended up there just because they failed at getting admitted into all the non-art courses, which for me it's a bit of a problem, because then if it is not what they chose, then there is a bit of chaos between people that truly want to do something with the art against a bunch of students that struggle to find their way through to see how they will be able to survive through the arts. Another interesting findings that popped up during our study was students somehow they apply using the arts to get into the school. When they get into the school, they manage to change their course or their subject from the art into a non-art class, which brings a lot of questions in terms of how do the GES in collaboration with the school authorities really go through due diligence to ensure that they are posting quality students into the art space and they truly want to study art. Let's listen to the contribution by Isaac.
So then sometimes you are lucky. You can get about 5% who genuinely wants to do the program and who also came with single grades.
Okay.
It happens, but it is not as much. The how do I say, the chunk it overrides the good parts of and it disturbs the class as well. Most of the students are not academically strong. They muffle the 5% who are very serious.
Factor number 2, lack of infrastructure within the art department. And this is very common across a lot of public senior high schools. Many a times, teachers really struggle to be able to even demonstrate the lot more practicals that they do. So if a teacher teaching ceramics lacks a potter's wheel, or even the potter's wheel that is available doesn't function well, or it is analog, which means it has to be paddle for it to be spin and all, it becomes very difficult for the student to be able to sharpen their skills. And even look at it in terms of, if there is one potter's wheel which is probably electronic, how many students will be able to get to take their turns to be able to truly practice this, to have that unique character that they'll be able to carry on after the school. The third factor has to do with the teaching techniques and also the art syllables. What I want to ask is, are we guiding these younger ones with the right set of tools and competence to be able to excel in the art space? I mean, you cannot teach ceramics without even having the student really touch the clay, mold it and all that. It's the same way you cannot talk about Picasso and every other, artist that is relevant, like a Makubafo or a Kwesi Boche, in the book without showing them, without having them interact with the art piece to really understand the essence of what you want, the students to understand, and which is a pretty huge gap. I understand, and I know there's been free SHS, there's been a lot of conversation on educational reforms, how it should be taught, and things are still changing. My question is, the new changes that are being considered, do they reflect the time? Do they reflect what is required of in the industry, and would that propel them to be able to accelerate their creative career? Those are very important. And then listen to some of the challenges highlighted by Mr. James Allah.
I think they don't have the patience to teach our students. I think teaching our students, you need a certain level of tolerance. You need some patience. You need to apply a lot of psychology, knowing that the people you are teaching, and most of I think the tutors we have come to stand on the whiteboard. And they write a formula, do you understand? But they are not really, I'm not sure they are, the methods they are using they are not applying more the methods of teaching.
The last factor highlights lack of industry collaboration. The study shows that there is a huge gap between what is being studied and the reality of the industry. For an organization like Art Life Matters, what we've been doing over the past is basically to really go into the senior high schools to somehow give students an opportunity to engage with practicing artists, to ask them questions, to share talent and skills, do something together, so they will be able to at least have a glimpse of what the realities are in the industry and what they hope to do with what they are currently learning in the arts department. This has been very impactful. I would want to use this opportunity to encourage a lot of industry stakeholders, not to leave out, these young adults, and they should actively, engage at that level. Thank you, and let's keep believing.